Hi everyone. Today we have the chance to discuss with professional Canadian tennis player Alexis Galarneau, who's playing right now the Davis Cup, who's ending on the 27th in November. Thanks first, Alexis, for being with us today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So first, I'd like to discuss your Davis Cup season. But before, I'll just say, how was it your season? Because you had a really great season uh, at Montreal. You had a final, a challenger final. So just how was it overall for you playing all these matches, having a full season on the ATP Tour?
Yeah, it's been a great season. It's been really exciting. A lot of new first experiences. Like you mentioned, playing my first Davis Cup in March. And then after that, I played the National Bank Open in Montreal. So that was a dream of mine that was accomplished. And I was able to give a great performance out there. So that was all fun. I also had my first challenger final. That was also something that I wanna do again. It motivated me to keep working hard. So I'd say it's been a really positive year, and a lot of lessons were taken out of this year, and we'll carry on for next year.
In all of that, the challenger in Montreal making the main draw. Do you have any special or you know a match, anything that you'll keep in mind as your favorite moment?
Mhm. Yeah, I think the National Bank Open match against Dimitrov was a turning point in my season. I had some great results here and there before that tournament, but after that match, really found a lot of motivation, a lot of confidence in my game, knowing that I had what it takes to become, a top 100 and eventually a top 30 player. That's my goal. So I'd say that was a turning point for me, and I really carried on with that momentum for the rest of the year. So I'm finding a lot of consistency in my results and the way I'm handling myself. So I'd say that's a really good positive for me.
That moment on Central Court playing against Dimitrov, it was big because everyone was exciting on that day. We all knew that Alexis Galarneau was gonna play a match in Montreal, uh, and win or lose, it was something big for us. So I guess for you it was even bigger. So could you describe how was it at the end of the day? How did you live that experience? Because it was a big first moment.
Yeah, it was unbelievable day, like I dreamed of. The welcoming that I received from the Montreal public, the support that I got during the match, after the match was incredible. So I really took this love that the people gave me and the confidence they gave me, and I carried it on for the rest of the year. And I'm so thankful for that opportunity that Tennis Canada and Eugène Lapierre give me. Um, so yeah, it was unbelievable day, and I think we really managed it well as a team. I think my team also did a great job at preparing me for this moment. So we really enjoyed that day and made the most out of it.
Do you think as well it was kind of a statement that you made that day because it was your first match of that kind of event, first main draw in Montreal against a big player, unfortunately I will say, because it wasn't Montreal for you. Everyone wanted you to win, but still, despite the loss, you did really great. So would you say it was kind of a statement to show everyone that, hey, I'm capable
Mhm.
of doing great things, to watch me maybe in the future, I'll be back and
Mhm.
I'll win some important matches.
Yeah, for sure. I personally always believe in my game, believed in my mindset, my mentality, but I've always had people doubting my potential for maybe going to college and pursuing school before turning pro, or maybe my height. So there was different reasons and all of that, but I don't take it personal. And obviously, I think it showed everyone that I belong to this level. I just got to keep working hard, keep doing the right things, and with time, I'll be where I aspire to be, which is top 30 in the world.
Well, talking about your ranking, you're finishing right now with your best ranking ever. Does that meet your expectations that you had a couple of months ago? If you had specific expectations?
Yeah, it does. My goals were to qualify for qualifications of Grand Slams. It almost happened this year, which would have been very exciting and all of that, but it was probably a good thing for me not to get into US Open and show me how important every matches are. But next year in January, I'll be in Australia for the first Grand Slam, and I'm so excited for that. So yeah, it meets my objectives. And on a personal level, personal objectives that I've set was to get a team around me that are on the same page as me. And I think we have the right team right now with my mother acting as my agent, my manager, and my mother. And I also have a new coach from France, which we started in May, and it's been going great so far. So really grateful for them.
And right now, do you have any expectations, or is it too early to talk about that for next year since you had a really good season and perhaps it changed your mind about how you're looking for next year?
Yeah, we haven't started talking about next year so far. I'm gonna try to enjoy this Davis Cup experience the most that I can. And after that, we'll probably sit down and review the year as a whole, and also look ahead for next year. I want to set some ambitious goals, but also goals that are attainable for next year. So should be some good talks and ways to how we can accomplish that, but should be again very simple and just keep working hard, and I should be where I want to be comes next year.
Well, talking about the Davis Cup, you're starting to have some good experience at the Davis Cup right now. You're playing some first matches against Netherlands. How was it for you? Because the Davis Cup is a special event. You know, it's not
Mhm.
like just an ATP Tour tournament. It's really special. So how was it for you to live
Mhm.
those first matches against Netherlands?
Yeah, it was super special to represent Canada. It's a dream of mine. I grew up thinking about Davis Cup, about being in a tie. So to accomplish that goal of mine was unbelievable. The atmosphere was great, even though it was for Netherlands. I was just grateful to have people there and cheering on the match. And then I think I put out a good performance. I really enjoyed it. I made the most of it, so I can't ask for more.
I'm curious to know, does your team, does Canada, has any expectation towards you when you're selected and you're making the team? Does Canada have, for example, expectations towards each of the players, or it's just about trying to win every match and winning the cup at the end of the day?
Yeah, I think for sure every year Tennis Canada sets a goal of winning the World Cup of tennis, which is the Davis Cup. Um, that's what they've been working on for so many years, trying to build a championship team. Every year is a good opportunity for us. I think we have great players in Canada, but expectations for individual players they're not necessarily set, but I think everyone knows their role and they know what they need to be doing. I think everyone is super professional about their things, so uh, we don't necessarily need to explain to them what's their role for the certain week. So, for example, for me, I know my role this week is about supporting my teammate to the best that I can, be there for them if they need a practice, if they need to hit extra balls, and just give out a good energy. So that I know of now, and I'm just gonna try to do that as best as I can.
Could we compare, because you went to university, so you know how is it to play those university matches at that kind of challenging level with that atmosphere and all. So could we compare that competition at the Davis Cup that you're living right now to those matches in terms of the vibe and everything that there is at university?
Yeah, absolutely. The atmosphere, first of all, is very similar. It's not your traditional tennis match where the crowd is pretty silent during the points, or even after the point. It really takes a big point to be played for the crowd to get involved. So that's different. Every point is you hear chants. You have loads of fans that are around the stadium chanting and screaming and all of that. So it makes it a very fun atmosphere, in my opinion. And and also just being with teammates. You're not used to playing with teammates on the court, only in doubles, but that's different. So I'd say that that aspect is very, very similar. So for me, it doesn't feel like a shock, which is nice.
Well, that kind of led to my next question. The crowd, the atmosphere, like chanting, making noise during the points. That's not something we're really used to during like ATP Tour tournaments. So, how do you experience that? How do you live that kind of situation when you're playing,
Mhm.
exchanging the ball, playing, hitting some balls, but there's some really unusual noise around you?
Mhm.
Is it something that, makes you nervous, or is it
Mhm.
good? How do you manage to live that kind of special and unusual atmosphere?
Mhm. Yeah, I think it's different for everyone. Uh, Also depends on your approach of it. I was lucky enough to experience the university, life, and so I'm used to it with practice. Going through tough matches, tough experiences. But for guys that didn't go to college and let's say they haven't experienced any Davis Cup ties atmosphere, then I think they need to just focus on their preparation, uh, just have faith in their game style, their game, just how they're playing, and try to not listen to the noise or feed off of it. Feed off of the good energy, or even if it's the other side is having more support, and just being grateful that there's fans that are here in the stadium, cheering on their team.
You're having the chance also to play with your good friend Felix Auger-Aliassime. Does that? I guess that makes it even more special for you, and you're having also the chance to have good time, good laughs okay,
Mhm.
with him. So, how could you describe that experience?
Yeah, we were super excited to be nominated again for this tie in Malaga. Uh, we text a lot during the year, but we don't see each other as much as we used to. So it really gives us a time to, go in depth with our stories, with our just with everything, with our friendship, and it's really nice that we get to do that, especially towards the end of the year. It's been a long year for both of us, and it's important to enjoy those last few matches before we get some rest. So I think that boosts us in energy wise. So we're gonna try to feed off of that and compete as hard as we can.
I'm curious, have you learned anything by playing different countries or being with other players from Canada by time?
Yeah, I learned a lot from Vasek and Felix in Valencia, being up close to them and seeing how they go about their things, their routines, their certain beliefs and ways that they function that are so strong and they're so confident with that certain ways of doing stuff. And I want to try to apply this to my own career, my own path, you know, that sense of ownership on what I need to be doing, what type of routines that's good for me, what type of beliefs are good for me. So I've been working on that, and I'm thankful to have seen that in Valencia from them.
Well, Alexi, thanks a lot for your time today. We're going to watch you at the Davis Cup and wishing you the best for the rest of the tournament. A lot of aces, a lot of winners, everything to help you win the match.
Thank you very much.